Hello and welcome to Bourges in France for this EuroLeague Women's Group A game between Bourges and Valencia. This is our game of the week and no real surprise. These two teams, they are fighting it out to secure one of the four playoff berths that are available here in Group A. Remember, we are now just 4 games away from the end of the regular season. Normally, we would be talking about which teams qualified already, how many spaces are left. Not this year. No teams have qualified as of yet. Potentially, depending on results, we could have one playoff spot secured by the end of today. This is how good this year's EuroLeague Women competition has been. Here is our Group A schedule. Fenerbahce beat Virtus Bologna 95-73 earlier. Olympiacos picking up their first win of the season with an 87-68 win over Zexard earlier today. Over in Group B, Sopron have just beaten Girona by 2. Here's the table. This is what I'm talking about. Look how close this thing is. 3 teams with the same record. Bourges fighting with everything they've got to try and battle their way into one of those top 4 spots. Remember, top 4 teams go through to the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Bottom 4 teams do not. This is a huge game for Bourges. If they can pick up the win here today, it would be a big step back in the right direction for them. On their home floor, this is always a wonderful arena to play in. The crowd bring it game after game. They bring the noise, they bring the passion. And Bourges will no doubt play off that here today. As I said, plenty of games going on around EuroLeague Women tonight. Polkowice against Praha, tipped off an hour ago. Skio against Lond, tipped off half an hour ago. And then our game day today closes out with our game here, Bourges against Valencia. But tomorrow, DBTK take on Chukarova. That's at 6:10 local time. And Mechelen take on Avenida at 8:30 p.m. local time. So plenty going on across EuroLeague Women's this week. As always, so many big games across Europe. So many huge superstars going toe-to-toe on the hardwood for us to enjoy. Make sure you check in to as many games as you possibly can. You will not be disappointed, I can guarantee you that. A little under 8 minutes to go onto the opening tip here in Bourges. The home team unusually will enter the game as slight underdogs, as Valencia are riding high right now. They have a 4-game winning streak leading them into this game. Crazy when you think about it, a 4-game winning streak when this tournament and this competition is so close this year. They've picked up wins against Olympiacos, Virtus Bologna, Praha, and then a very impressive 21-point win last week against Zexard. Here are our officials for today's game. Goran Slivic, Valerio Grigoni, and Ioassis Bakauskas from Austria, Italy, and Lithuania. Player introductions now, as the away team will be introduced first. That is Valencia. Crazy to think that they enter this game on a 4-game winning streak, and before that they were on a 3-3 record. Absolutely phenomenal in the last 4 weeks, from turn around what was a relatively mediocre season for Valencia to one that is now pushing them towards the postseason. Still big games ahead of them though to close out this year. Obviously Bourges tonight, Polkowice next week. The absolutely phenomenal Fenerbahce game day 13, and then they'll close out against bottom of the table Olympiacos. Realistically, they must look at that and think 2, probably 3 wins to guarantee them a spot in the postseason. A win today would be a huge win for them, because Bourges are one of those teams trying to steal one of those top 4 spots as they sit outside of it at the moment. Valencia also playing a very attractive style of basketball. They'll want to run a high-paced game, averaging over 73 points a game, and they are the best 3-point shooting team in EuroLeague Women, shooting over 40% from downtown. But tonight they face an interesting battle. against the Bourges side, who know that they have to pick up wins, who know that the pressure is on them now. They sit outside the top 4. They sit with a 5-5 record after 10 games. It's now time for them to push on and stake a claim to a playoff spot. If they don't do it soon, it might be too late. However, they enter today's game after picking up a huge scalp last week, or the chance of picking up a huge scalp last week, sorry. They lost by just 2 points on the road against Praha. That will give them confidence. Praha, an absolute powerhouse in this competition, were pushed all the way to the final play by Bourges. They've also won 2 of their last 3, so they are building some nice momentum as we get towards the clutch of the season. However, in contrast to Valencia, Bourges build their success from a stingy defense, conceded the 5th fewest points in the competition this year, as they concede just over 68 points a game. However, unlike Valencia, offensively at times they have struggled. Valencia may have the best 3-point shooting team. Bourges this season, unfortunately for them, have the worst 3-point shooting record, shooting under 24% from downtown. As the players are now introduced to a hyped up crowd here in France. Plenty of talent being introduced though. That's one of the young superstars, 20-year-old Pauline Astier. Certainly is one of the best places in Europe to watch women's basketball. The atmosphere is phenomenal. The crowd know the game. They properly have a great appreciation for the game. And they play a very, very high IQ style of basketball, Bourges. One of the more experienced players on the team, Elodie Godin. She has certainly played her part this season, particularly on the boards, averaging 6 a game. As both teams now head to the huddle. Under 2 minutes to go until our opening tip. As the players go to the half. And that is the last of the pleasantries between these two teams. Both teams also looking good in their domestic campaigns as well. Bourges currently 3rd in the French league with an 8-2 record. Valencia a 15-3 record in the Spanish league. Seeing them battling at the top of the table with that record. Players now into their final warm-up. So let's look at the starting 5 for both teams. Oviña, Buenavida, Casas, Cayera, and Cox will be the starting 5. Plenty off the bench though, including the likes of Gulic, who's had some big games in recent weeks. Had 22 against Praha 2 weeks ago. Marie Gulic, so plenty for Coach Burgos to work with. Other end of the floor, the starting 5 for Bourges is Anderson, Steinberger, Bancolet, Michel, and Alexander. And again, plenty off the bench for them with the likes of Astier, Godin, and Duché providing support off the bench. 2 minutes to go until our opening tip in what should be a very, very good game. Two closely matched teams as Coach Burgos takes his team through the final preparations, the final details that he wants them to focus in on. But this game should go potentially all the way to the wire. And while we wait for the opening tip, as we look at Coach today. They'll be the first team to get that asterisk next to their name on the league table, suggesting and denoting that they have a spot in the postseason locked in. But I think Bourges have something to say about that, because if Bourges win today, that will not be the case just yet. They'll have to wait at least one more week. And we're underway here in Bourges. Game day 11, Group A action for you as Bourges take on Valencia. Valencia start with a 3-ball attempt. They are the best team in the competition this year from range, so not the worst decision in the world to step in with the 3. Didn't drop for them though, as Alvinia misses her first attempt. Sideline possession for Bourges. Steinberger hands it off. Steinberger, long 2, in and out. Big rebound ripped down by Valencia. Correa with the rebound. She'll set the screen as well for Juanavida to use. Foul's going to be called as Casas is just caught as she tries to use that screen. Anderson will pick up her first foul of the game. This really is a really closely contested game, but two very contrasting styles of basketball. Valencia, very offensive focused, Bourges, very defensive minded, and you wonder if that's how this game will be decided. Michel. She was fouled, nothing called. Pass to the baseline now. Bankole, step back, hands it off. Alexander, he's off target. Neither team registering early in this game. It seems like they're feeling each other out. What are the weaknesses? What are the strengths of each of the teams, respectively? Seeing where they can attack. Correa drives inside. Smart move by Raquel Carrera. Breakout season for her, just 21 years of age, averaging 11 points and almost 5 rebounds a game. Anderson, heavy-handed, rebound pulled in by Cox. And Valencia will go back the other way with it. And Bourges need to be careful. They can't have a slow start. They don't necessarily have the firepower to get them back in. Cox, too heavy. Rebound pulled down by Steinberger. That one was really tough to bring in, and Annette Steinberger does a good job. That one's off the foot of Correa. Sideline possession for Bourges. There's a little shot fake. Oh, nice little finger roll off the glass for Correa. Michel. She's got options in front of a Horn offense set for her to use. She uses the screen from Alexander. The pass is off track though. Passing lane was way too busy for that, and Valencia, an easy score. Casas out in transition. Bourges' defense just really took a nap on that one. 4-0 start to the game for Valencia. It's a nice way to start any road game. Alexander gets the first score of the game for Bourges. She's had some big games this year, including a 15-point, 17-rebound display against Zegzard back in game day 5, so you know she can produce. If there's ever a time to start producing even more, it's right now. Cox pulls at that 3 a little bit too much. You could see that wasn't smooth rhythm, strictly speaking. sideline possession for Valencia. Foul called on Michel. That's the second team foul of the quarter. Called on Bourges. Bonavida inbounds it to Ovinia. Jumper no good from Bonavida. Valencia a chance to tie things up. Steinberger now looking at battle away to the basket. Oh, lovely use of the pivot, but the finish isn't there. She's done all the hard work. And the final little step through, maybe a lack of concentration. Corner three. Slightly off left from that attempt. Neither team finding their fate right now in this game. Might be slightly indicative of what's at stake. As both teams create some good options, but the finishing just slightly off track. Shot goes up. Viña, this is her second attempt of the game. Over 3 minutes gone and only 3 baskets on the box score right now. You do feel that both these teams know how important today's game is. Steinberger, corner three, in and out. Alexander, rebound and one. Kayla Alexander. That's a big play by the veteran center. Stayed with it, gets the score. Bourges will make a couple of changes. Godin will come into the game. There's the replay, offensive rebound, straight back up, tough play. Bonavida called for the foul. Boucher and Godin have come into the game for Michel and Steinberger for Bourges. That one spilled out of bounds, and Valencia getting a bit of a tough patch right now. Good defense by Bancolet. Casas just spills it off the sideline. 1 point lead for Bourges, almost at the halfway stage of this first quarter. Alexander into the low post. Oh, lovely shot fake, but great defense by Cox as she bats that one back. Cox now doesn't take the three. Take her time as Valencia look to build their offense. Casas, back out, Carrera. Misses the long two, Bancolet. Tries to draw the foul, almost has it stripped away. Inside, Alexander will draw the foul though. And will earn herself another trip to the free throw line. Bourges just starting to take command of this game. Valencia, you need to slow things up. Bonavida will go to the bench as she picks up another foul. Romero will come in a place. A little heavy from Alexander. She's only shooting 65% from the free throw line this year. Misses both at that trip. Keeps Bourges' lead at a single digit. Casas now. Back out to Cox. Cox fakes a three but will travel. As Valencia's offensive woes continue. As I said, they are one of the best offensive teams in the competition this year. Both in efficiency as well as just points on the board. They're averaging 73.5 points a game. And their field goal percentage is over 43, almost 44. That is not the case so far today, as they faced a good defensive team in Bourges, but great defense by Raquel Carrera. She bats away Yvonne Anderson. Bourges will hold on to possession. They still have 10 seconds on the shot clock as well. Go down inside to Alexander, trying to use her pivot, fades away. Travelling violation is going to be called. I think it might have been just dragging that pivot foot along the floor, primarily due to the body contact that she received, but travelling violation called. Romero now up over the half, being guarded closely by Duché. Casas, reverse layup is no good. Followed closely though by Carrera. Great start for her. Second field goal of the game already, giving Valencia the lead back. Foul's going to be called on the floor though. Bourges look to attack the basket. Guapo just into the game and straight away trying to make an impact. Screen from Steinberger. She'll roll to the basket. Foul's going to be called. In fact, an offensive foul is going to be called, I think, on Steinberger. The crowd don't like it. Coach Lafargue doesn't like it. Either way, foul called on Guapo, in fact. She went over that screen. Valencia make the change. Gulic comes in. Cox heads to the bench. Gulic straight inside. Fades away. Godin's with her. Forces a very high arcing shot that's off target. Duché now brings it back out and will slow it down for Bourges. Guapo. Duché, nice cut from Duché, and the finish. Probably should have gone to a left hand, but that's a great finish with the right. A little almost shovel shot off the glass. Carrera, not this time. The defense is there to stop her. Anderson, one-on-one, goes in, goes strong against Lamanna and gets the score. Just like that, Bourges fully take control of this game. 3-point lead now for Bourges, 2.5 minutes still to play. It has been a low-scoring, slightly ineffective offensive first quarter. Oh, wow. Hush my mouth. Romero drains the three. Anderson to the basket for two. That is just about hustle, heart, and being tough for Yvonne Anderson. Her second field goal of the game. Carrera in and out, and this is what both teams have suffered with in this first quarter. Doing all the hard work, creating some great offense, but ultimately not getting the finishes. Oh, rejected by Carrera. Out of bounds, and it'll be Valencia ball on the baseline. There's the three from Romero. That'll serve me right for criticising their offense. Straight away steps in and hits the three. Big move by Turner to give Bourges their lead. Romero now being guarded closely by Duché. Salvadores will come back out. Skips it, in fact, all the way to the weak side. 3 seconds to work with. Near impossible shot for Lamanna. 21-year-old really given the impossible task there. Good defense by Bourges. Duché in and out. Rebound Salvadores. Foul called on Astier. Bulls make a change. Duche back into the game. There's the foul on Astier. Ball inbounded to Romero. Horn's offense set up for her to work with. Uses the Carrera screen. Back out to Gulic. Inside to Carrera. Drop step to the basket. That's great defense by Steinberger again, though, just forcing Carrera away from the basket, making that shot off the glass very, very difficult indeed. Final minute now of this first quarter. Very low scoring game. Bourges hold a 2-point lead. Astier inside, Steinberger, power dribble, drop step, draws the foul. Goes in amongst the trees, Steinberger. He'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots. It's the first of her 2. Low scoring game. Free throws just take on even more significance. And she hits the second. What can Valencia do? About 11-second difference between the shot clock and the first quarter clock, but they do have a chance to certainly bring it back within a single possession. That is a strong move, and it's all off that quick first step. Super, super smart play. Where is your advantage? How can you create an advantage? And for Romero, it was just that quick first movement, gained her the advantage she needed to get the score. No look pass, go down. Corner 2 is fouled by Gulic. That will send Godin to the line. Always tough when you make a drive like that until you get to right at the end. You don't even get to see the basket because the defense is all over you. But just staying with the play, get to the points. Godin now at the line for 2. It's her first free throw of the season. This is game day 11 for Elodie Godin. The 37-year-old doesn't get to the free throw line that often, to be fair. It's the second. 3 seconds now for Valencia. Romero misses the opportunity, and that will be the end of the action here in the first quarter. Game day 11. Low scoring one, but it's certainly an intriguing one here in Bourges. 10 minutes chalked up in the book, and it's Bourges 15. What a first quarter of action we have had here in Bourges. Leading scorer for Valencia is Romero with 5. Carrera has 4, as well as 2 rebounds. As for Bourges, joint leading scorer Steinberger has 4 points, as does Anderson, but Steinberger has 5 rebounds as well. Big game as Steinberger takes big steps towards a double-double already, and we're only 1 quarter in. She's averaging 10 points a game and just short of 4 rebounds a game. As the teams come back to the floor, Valencia, those statistics are incorrect. The labels are in the wrong place. Second quarter underway here in Bourges. End of the first quarter, it's the home team Bourges that lead this one by 4. 15-11 over Valencia. Game day 11 in the regular season. Make that a 6-point lead now. And Michel just steps in, ducks under the defense and gets the left-hander to go. Cox now looking for Gulic in the post. Gulic is going to go up against Steinberger. Oh, just tries to use a strength advantage, but misses the score in the end. And Guapo guilty of the same at the other end of the floor. Both doing great work to get to the right place, but the finish just lets them down. Salvadores falls out of bounds. The pass really didn't give her much opportunity to do much else. Here's the score from Michel. You see how she intentionally takes the body contact from Salvadores just to create that space, that separation she needed to get the score away. Michel, no good. 3-ball goes up, comes short. Bourges committed numbers to the offensive glass as well, but the long rebound was tough. Ovinia slides along the hardwood to get the score. Almost thrown away. Godin will chase it down alongside Guapo. Steinberger behind the back. Loses Gulic, who recovers and swats that into the advertising boards on the baseline. Big play by Marie Gulic. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Bourges to work with. They'll make the changes. Godin heads to the bench and Alexander comes in. Astier also makes way as Anderson returns to the floor. That is a tough play, just dipping ahead to draw the contact. Stays with it though as she loses balance. Steinberger loses her footing. Anderson will put the shot up from range. That's an air ball though. I don't think that was a shot Yvonne Anderson wanted. The shot clock was putting the pressure on her to do so. Bourges now applying a little bit of full court pressure here on Valencia, just to slow things down a little. Just get it over the half within the 8 seconds. I'm not sure Casas was fully aware that how close she was, so it wasn't Casas, it was Ovinia. Foul's been called, I think, on Anderson. Well, the look of surprise on her face would suggest so. Tries to jump over the screen. I think it's that right hand that she's lent in with. Herrera will head to the bench. Bancolé will come back in her place. For Bourges. Ovinia now. Trying to find a lane. There is none, so she comes back out. The long 3-ball from Cox is off target. Bourges lead stays at 4. Anderson, elbow, jumper. Nothing but string music for Yvonne Anderson. Stops on a dime. The defense can't stay with her. She gets the 2 to drop. Horns offense now for Valencia. Romero. Back to Gulic. She'll hand it back into Salvadores. The lane opens up. Smart play by Angela Salvadores. Bancolé. Alexander gets it blocked. Good work by Cox. That's off the foot, though, of Michel. There's the spin move. There's the stop and the shrug away of Ovinia. And that's why Bourges hold a 4-point lead right now. Anderson up to 6 points, 3 from 6 from the field. She has already played 9.5 minutes though. Like I said, Steinberger is already over 11 minutes, and this might be a problem for Bourges if they run a shallow rotation. Can they run it hard for 40 minutes like they may need to? Inside, easy 2 for Cox. Michel really hung out to dry by her teammates, left with a mismatch she was never going to be able to hold out to. Cox standing at 195, Michelle at 180. That's only going to end one way. Steinberger, 3 is way off target. Gulic chased that one out hard. Steinberger fighting her for possession right now. Into the corner. Salvadores, corner pocket 3. That gives Valencia the lead, and that pushes Coach Lafargue into having to call a timeout right now as Valencia really start to move the game and shape the game the way they need it to be. We'll try and head into the huddles, hear what the coaches have to say.
Passionate, ambitious, elite,
verbunden, united,
inspirerend,
competitiva,
ambiciosa,
stylish,
powerful,
diverse,
diferente,
beraber,
inspiring.
An interesting start to this one. 13.5 minutes pretty much into the game. A low-scoring one. We kind of knew it was going to be, particularly here in Bourges. The French team like to lock things down and build from that strong defensive foundation. Valencia, yes, they're more free-flowing and high-scoring, but remember, they are on the road as well. At the moment, Bourges lead this one by 2, but Valencia are just starting to turn things in their favour. Starting to be a little bit more fluid and creative offensively. That's why Coach Lafargue called a timeout. Needed to try and make some corrections and bring the game back to the way that he wants it to be played, that plays to the strengths of his team. Michel now drives the baseline, but has to come all the way through. Anderson just inside the paint, gets the score. Yvonne Anderson now up to 8 points. Season high of 25 for her against Polkovica back on game day 6. Foul's going to be called on Bankole. Second team foul of the quarter for Bourges. There's a free throw line jumper from Anderson, and you saw Christina Ovinia just trying to get out of the way, really. Didn't want to get called for the foul because she knew she was in the wrong place to try and defend that play. Didn't want to compound the mistake further. Gulic hands it off. Tough drive to the basket. Oh, nearly a no-look play by Ovinia. She has no right to score that kind of bucket, but she does. Experienced guard, just using every ounce of knowledge and know-how to get that one to go. Look at this play. My goodness. She's heading almost straight to the corner. Still manages to get that one to drop. At the moment, the graphic on the screen is not showing the correct score. It's 22-21 in favour of Valencia right now. There we go. It's been updated for you. Steinberger, mid-range 2 is good, and that gives Bourges the lead as this game starts to seesaw back and forth. Salvadores drives inside. Oh, lovely play. Almost puts Bankole on skates as she steps back and pivots away. Valencia retake the lead. Anderson now, elbow, jumper. Oh, wow. This game is starting to bubble and boil away, particularly Yvonne Anderson, first player into double digits. 5 from 8 from the field for her. Gulic, 3 at the top. Slightly short rebound, being scrambled for. Foot violation, though. Will be a Bourges ball. Anderson has had a hell of a season. The 32-year-old averaging 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and a little over 3 assists and 2.5 steals a game. She has been doing it all for Bourges this season. It's that little mid-range game that she loves so much. Michel will head to the bench as Duché comes back in her place. It's a pretty Straight swap for Coach Lafargue. Duché probably doesn't quite have the direct scoring potential that Michel has, maybe more of a facilitator than Michel. Steinberger almost throws it away. Bancolet just reaches out and pulls down that pass. Duché with 4 to work with. Trying to shake, trying to bake, trying to hit the 3 ball in the prayer. Elise Duché, what a play from her. Wow, that's on the highlight reel for sure. Free ball goes up. Oh, now we're in a game. Duché's triple quickly cancelled out by Ovinia. And Valencia back to within 1. Turner now. Sorry, Anderson now. Goes strong. Has it batted away. Valencia putting pace into the game. Foul's been called. The crowd don't like it. The referee's hearing it. Timeout's been called by Bourges. Bancolet's been called for the foul. Let's have a look. Yeah, the block came across from Alexander, but the officials say that Bancolet caught her. And come back, Salvadores will head to the free throw line. The timeout has been called by Coach Lafargue.
Inside player, okay? Be ready, we have to switch, okay? To go and to rotate. But if we switch at 3. And if they skip in second screen, we switch, normal switch. Okay? Let's go!
Coach Lafargue very aware which end of the floor is most important to them tonight. They have to make this a defensive game. They have to keep their defensive principles intact. As we see him have a little conversation with the officials to clarify that last call. Both teams back on the floor. Godin has come in for Steinberger for Bourges, whilst Carrera has replaced Gulic. There's the prayer from Duché. What a play. As I was saying, Carrera has replaced Gulic for Valencia as Salvadores makes the first of her 2. 82% prior to today's game. Angela Salvadores hits the second as well. And another exchange of the lead. Bancolet. Hands it off to Godin. Shot clock now to 9. Into Alexander, not where she really wants possession. She needs to be closer to the bucket to be more effective for Bourges. But that's good defense by Valencia. Don't take the credit away from them on that one. Rebound corralled with ease by Kayla Alexander for Bourges. Fourth rebound of the game. Sorry, third rebound of the game. Duché. Alexander now almost jumps and travels, but hands it out to Bancolet, who hits the 3. Just 20% from outside this season. Ornella Bancolet. The pass inside on the replay, on the score, sorry. Duché. Drives in, hands it out to Godin. She goes off the glass. Alexander gets a 4th rebound and draws the foul. Alexander will go to the free throw line on the back of that. Here's that last trip down the paint, and Carrera hits her 3rd bucket of the game. Game's tied at 31 apiece as we see Guapo head in for Bancolet. Valencia also make the changes. Romero comes in for Oviña. Alexander hits the first of her 2. Only 1 from 7 from the field tonight, Kayla Alexander. Hits both free throws though. And with that, she'll head out as Steinberger comes in as well. Astier also back in for Bourges as Duché goes to the bench. Coach Lafargue really rotating through his roster. Interesting to see if they lose a little bit of stability now with the amount of changes he's made in very quick succession. Cox drives inside. Tough play. Good defense though from Guapo. Astier off the glass, too heavy. 2 minutes to go in this first half. It's going to be a Bourges ball on the baseline, I think. You can see the frustration from Coach Lafargue. He feels as though the calls aren't going his way right now. It'll be Valencia possession. Carrera brings it up over the half. After Cox hits the 2. And that's all off the back of Raquel Carrera, really. She read that Steinberger was going to be behind her on that play and forced Godin to really have to play double-up defense, giving the space to Cox for the jumper. Smart play. Godin just couldn't quite close out that shot quick enough. We're tied at 33 apiece here. 1 minute 40 left in the first half. Steinberger now. Back to Anderson. Back to Steinberger. Lovely play. The big and little working well together. And that is a joy within basketball, to find the guard and the forward who can just work so interchangeably with one another, read each other well. Sideline ball now for Valencia. Bourges have a 2-point lead, but Astier called for her second foul. Shot goes up. That one's not necessarily the smartest decision-making process there for Valencia. Into the corner, Steinberger, short corner 2, rattles that one home. Steinberger now, double digits for her alongside 6 rebounds. Timeout called by Coach Burgos, as Valencia are the team that need to make some changes. Bourges out to a 4-point lead. Let's head straight into this Valencia huddle and hear what the coaches have to say.
Vamos a intentar ir profundas para que ayuden y eso. Si no, el pase atrás a Raquel. Raquel, keep playing. ¿Vale? Una buena... We can use the phone. No, you see us. Van a quedar... O si hay dudas... Puño. Fred.
Time for Coach Burgos and his team to make some changes now. We feel that the game is starting to swing a little bit in favour of the home team. Bourges starting to get some confidence. The crowd starting to get more and more into the game. What can Valencia do in the final minute of this first half? I think they would target to try and take the lead into the locker room. That would be a big statement. Oviña into the corner. Cox fakes the 3, steps in for the long 2, comes up short, grabs her own rebound though. She read that one beautifully. Brings the game back to within 2 points. Godin. Back to Astier. Steinberger now will drive inside against Carrera. Look to step through. Running right hand, no good. Go down with the rebound. They'll get a fresh 14. Astier won't use it though. She'll step into the three. Rebound by Steinberger. Her 7th rebound of the game. Her 12th point of the game. Phenomenal play by the Latvian. Week after week, she is growing into more and more of a leadership role here in Bourges. She had 16 points and 5 rebounds against Praha last week. Certainly stepping up after moving from Galatasaray in the summer to here in Bourges. She is really coming into her own and taking on a big leadership role here for this French team. Lamana comes back in for Ovinia for Valencia. 10.7 seconds left. What can they do with it though? Down to 5. Carrera drives in, hands it off. Are they going to get it away? Blocked by Godin, and that will be the end of the first half here in Bourges. A very interesting, intriguing battle between these two. Just one spot separates them in the Group B table, and at the half it's Bourges 39, Valencia 35. A very intriguing first half of action here in Bourges. A cagey first quarter that Bourges led by 4. Then both teams seem to up the tempo, particularly offensively in that second quarter. Both teams scoring 24 points in that second quarter. Therefore, Bourges really just carrying over that 4-point lead they had from the first quarter. Probably this game is more important to Bourges than it is Valencia, but only by the finest of margins. Both these teams know a win today is a big step forward to their playoff hopes. At the half, Valencia have no players in double digits right now. They only have 6 players on the scorebook. Angela Salvadores leads their scoring with 9. Just behind her, Ovinia has 7, Carrera has 6, as does Cox, and Romero has 5. As for Bourges, already 2 players in double digits. Steinberger well on her way to a double-double, 12 points, 7 rebounds already. Anderson has 10 points and 3 assists as well. They're the 2 key players for Bourges. They too have 7 players who have put points onto the board. There's your percentages so far. The labels aren't quite correct on those percentages. Should be 3 throws at the bottom, 3 points in the middle, and 2 points at the top, but you get the numbers. It's been an interesting game between these two, and a big 20 minutes still ahead of us here in Bourges. Remember, the game day 11, only 3 more games left in the regular season after today, as both of these teams fight for a playoff spot. Both of these teams need to be top 4 in Group B. Entering the game today, Valencia were 4th, Bourges were 5th. That tells you how much is on the line. Second half action just around the corner. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all that action live. Welcome back to what is game day 11 of the EuroLeague regular season, EuroLeague women's regular season. What a game we've got. We're at the halfway stage here. Bourges against Valencia, and Bourges hold on to a narrow 4-point lead. A really defensively focused first quarter gave Bourges that 4-point lead. It opened up in the second quarter, both teams chalking in 24 points each. But Bourges hold a 39-35 point lead at the half over Valencia. Plenty of plaudits going towards Steinberger and Anderson, both of them on 10 points. Steinberger also has 7 rebounds, Anderson 3 assists. As for Valencia, yet to get a player into double digits. Salvadores is up to 9 points, just behind her. Oviña has 7. But it really, you feel like it is for Valencia to change the game here. Bourges have dictated the flow of the game, the tempo of the game, and it's played much more towards their defensive style of basketball in the first half. For Valencia now in this second half, it's for them to push the tempo. It's for them to create a much more open, free-flowing, run-and-gun style of basketball if they want to come away with the win. Also, remember how important this game is for both of these teams. This is game day 11 of 14 within the regular season. We are getting close to those postseason playoffs right now, but next to no teams are able to secure their spots. That's how close EuroLeague women is this year. In Group A, Valencia currently sitting 4th with a 7-3 record. Bourges are just 1 spot below them with a 5-5 record. A win tonight for Bourges really does open up that race to take a top 4 spot and a place in the postseason playoffs this season. Just about a minute away now from the start of the second half. A great opportunity for you all to get your phones out and download the official EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS, completely free of charge. So there's nothing stopping you right now, unless your hard drives are full on your phone and you don't have any memory to take it on. Please do download the app as you have a chance. Quick roundup from around EuroLeague women tonight as well. Fenerbahce picking up a 22-point win at home against Virtus Bologna. That one was 95-73. Olympiacos breaking their duck, their first win of the season, an 87-68 win on their home floor against Zegzard. And then just before tip-off here, Sopron were able to secure a tough-fought 2-point win over Girona, 60-60. Polkovica have also been absolutely schooled on their home floor by Praha tonight. They have lost 57-92. 2 games to close out today's action. 3 minutes left in the game against Skio against Lond. Skio holding a 73-65 lead in that one. Just also a reminder, if you have a spare couple of hours tomorrow evening, there's 2 games as well, as DVTK take on Chukarova. That's a 6 p.m. local time tip-off, and Mechelen take on Avenida at 8:30 local time tomorrow. Second half action underway here in Bourges. Game day 11 at the half. It's Bourges 39, Valencia 35. A huge game with so much at stake. What a start. Oviña just hustles away into the paint, pulls up a little short-range jumper. Cuts Bourges' lead in half with the opening play of the second half, as Valencia now drop into a 2-3 zone. Bourges struggle this season from outside, under 24% from the perimeter. That's why Valencia feel comfortable to drop into this zone, because they're pretty sure Bourges aren't going to shoot their way out of it. Duché, just to get it away before the shot clock. That could be a game changer for Valencia, because I'm not sure Bourges are going to be able to break that zone easily unless they can't find a couple of hot hands on the perimeter. Castas hands it to the wing. That one just takes a coat of paint off the front of the rim. Valencia now dropping into a matchup defense. Steinberger, long 2 is off. Oviña with the rebound. Gulic, low post against Steinberger. Steinberger looks to foul early, didn't want to get into it. Against Gulic. There's the shot from Oviña. Yeah, Steinberger doesn't really want to try and play post defense against Gulic. Giving up 5 centimeters in that battle. Long inbound pass to Carrera. Romero to Carrera. And we have a tied ball game, 90 seconds into the second half. A 4-0 start to the half. Pulls Valencia back level, 39 to Bourges, 39 to Valencia. Back into a 2-3 zone now. I'm not sure that Bourges know how to break this. Now they've swapped into a matchup defense and it's been thrown away by Duché. Disarray right now for Bourges. And all because Valencia's defense has changed. All because they're getting confused by this Spanish defense. Carrera hands it back now to Oviña. Casas. That baseline jumper lets her down this time. Michel slides inside off the glass, and that's great work, going unnoticed by many, by Alexander. She just locked the paint out to create the driving lane for Michel to operate within. Oviña skips it to the other side. Romero nails the jumper, 7 points for her now, 3 from 6 from the field. Michel inside, Alexander, free throw line jumper, that's the range that she wants. Anything in or around the paint is where Kayla Alexander will do her damage. Takes her tally to 9, 3 from 8 from the field now, starting to pick up a little bit of pace, Kayla Alexander. Anderson with the long rebound. Oh, weighted pass to Michel, stripped away by Oviña, but it will remain Bourges ball on the baseline. It's that little soft jumper from Alexander. Steinberger hands it back to Anderson. Duché now drives in, skips it. Foul's going to be called on Gulic, and left with no real choice. Alexander had established herself deep in the paint, and Gulic knew that if Alexander received the ball that low in the paint, it was only going to end one way. An early foul on the floor pushes Bourges to an out-of-bound play instead of free throws or a bonus play. Anderson, little lob pass to Alexander, perfectly weighted and perfectly finished by Kayla Alexander. On the way to maybe a season high points tally. Alexander had 15 against Zexart, currently at 11. Oviña comes back out. Drive to the basket, no good for Romero. Bourges' lead back up to 4. After Valencia had levelled the game, Bourges re-established their 4-point lead. 4 minutes gone in this second half. Michel is blocked. Grabs her own rebound though, but it's knocked away. Good defense by Casas. Carrera. Oviña. Pick and roll with Carrera. Foot violation off Michel. There was the perfectly presented pass to Alexander. Sideline possession now for Valencia. A fresh 14 on the shot clock for them to work with that foot violation. Shot is way too long though. Foul's going to be called on Oviña as Michel ends up on the floor. Sideline possession for Bourges. It's a bit of a scrappy first 4.5 minutes to this second half. Valencia will make the change as Gulic goes to the bench and Cox comes in. For Coach Bourges, that's a pretty straightforward rotation. Very similar style players. Anderson now splits the defense twice on a way to the basket. Razzle-dazzle from Yvonne Anderson. What a handle. Casas, baseline drive, goes strong. Oh, wow. That is a tough play by Carrera Casas. There's the play at the other end from Anderson. A little bit more finesse and brute force for Casas for Valencia. Bancalé will come in for Bourges now as Michel heads to the bench. Can Casas complete the three-point play? Really struggled from the free throw line this year, but hits the bonus. Bourges' lead cut in half. Just a three-point lead for Bourges now. Almost halfway through this third quarter. Anderson for three. Little flat rebound for Carrera. Her fourth rebound of the game. Oviña. Pick and roll with Carrera. Oviña. Oh, wow, that is tough. Draws a huge amount of contact. Stays with the play. Puts it in off the glass. Boucher. Oh, nice fake use of the screen. Slides in and just lifts it high above the outstretched arm of Carrera. Carrera now inside, comes back out to Cox, mid-range two. Oh, she just beats the shot clock. Wow, Valencia walking the tightrope right now. They're back within a point though. Alexander gets it deep in the paint. For once she doesn't make it count, but she does draw the foul. Find me a big with a higher percentage. Look at that high lift. Smart play by Duché. As I was saying though, find me a player with a higher percentage conversion than Alexander when she receives the ball that deep in the paint. Very smart finisher of the ball when she gets it deep inside the restricted zone. The first of her two free throws as Coach Bourges looks on. And the second is good. Salvadores, oh, lovely little switchback drive through off the glass. That would have been a phenomenal finish if Angela Salvadores could have got it to go down, fouls her. Salvadores to the line for two. As Valencia refused to go away. Duché to the bench for Bourges as Astier comes in. Salvadores now to the line for two. Misses the first of her two. 3 from 3 from the field. Angela Salvadores today. Been on the floor just about 11 minutes. Splits those free throws though. Missing the first, making the second. She is at 10 points now. Just 3 short of a season high 13 that she had against Zexard on game day 3. Oh, step back Anderson. Tough shot. Almost changed her mind just before taking the shot. I think that had an effect. Cox now uses a pivot well, but trajectory on the jumper's a little flat. And both teams just starting to show a few signs of fatigue as we enter the final 3 minutes now of the third quarter. And that may play a part. Which team holds strongest throughout? Alexander, misses possibly her easiest attempt of the game. Romero kicks it out. Cox pulling at that one though. Just didn't look smooth at all, Lauren Cox, as she released it. And the game has become a little bit scrappy again. The pace is high, which suits Valencia. But the finishing isn't of the quality that we're used to from Valencia. Astier stays calm with the defense all over her. Bourges lead back out to 4. Valencia just don't seem to be able to crack this one. Salvadores against Astier. Step back, long 2. Oh, that's all in the footwork from Salvadores. Looks to drive to the basket. Lovely little plant of the right foot. Pushes herself back. Wonderfully executed step back. Godin now. That's her range, but a little heavy. Valencia within 2. 1:40 left in this third quarter. Salvadores now got the mismatch that she wanted. Cox. And again, Lauren Cox just 4 from 12 from the field today. Not working out for her. She is a 44% three-point shooter prior to today's game, and she's just not been able to get it to go. She's 0 from 5 today. There's the little short-range jumper from Astier. Bourges will make a double change. Out comes Anderson. As we look at the step back from Salvadores. Into the game comes Guapo. Also in is Michel and Steinberger. Out comes Bancole, Alexander and Anderson. Valencia makes some changes as well. Buenavida and Oviña coming for Romero and Casas. Shot clock down to 9 for Bourges now. Guapo forced to take a difficult off-balance shot. Valencia's defense starting to go through the gears a little now. They've held Bourges to just 14 in this quarter. The issue for Valencia is they've only got 16 of their own. Godin out of the races, guarded by Cox. She gets the score. Ends up in a bundle on the floor, but points are points. Elodie Godin. Stretching out those long legs. Getting the old bones running into the corner. 3-ball. Oh, that's a silencer. Buenavida in the corner off the Oviña assist. And Valencia are within 1. Just 22 seconds left in the third quarter. This game has been so close for the whole 30 minutes so far. Guapo into Godin. Shot clock to 4. Godin, offensive foul. Godin just pushing a forearm into the chest of Oviña. Absolutely the right call. That's an easy call right in front of the official. 9 seconds now for Valencia. Can they take the lead? This really would be a big psychological boost for them if they can. Oviña, 3 seconds. She's going to have to put it up. Will she get it away? She throws the prayer and it's no good. Bourges will hold on to a 1-point lead to head into the final 10 minutes. Wow. This is Godin out in transition, showing the young'uns how to get it done. Bourges just 1 point in the lead right now. Is that going to be enough for them? One thing's for sure, the next 10 minutes there's going to be plenty of twists and turns still coming our way. Here are some of the highlight plays from that third quarter of action. What a big third quarter it was as well. Valencia outscoring Bourges 19-16 in that quarter. How this game's going to play out is anyone's guess. Right now there are some superstar performances starting to boil under though. Kayla Alexander has 13 points and 5 rebounds. Yvonne Anderson has 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Steinberger, 10.8 rebound performance so far. That's for Bourges. As for Valencia, leading the way, Salvadores has 12 points, 4 from 4 from the field alongside 3 rebounds. And Oviña, 11 points for her so far. A big 10 minutes of basketball ahead of us right here. Remember, if Valencia win, Fenerbahce will have secured a playoff spot. They'll be the first team to have secured a EuroLeague Women playoff spot. They are the only team that can secure it this week. However, Bourges at the moment have a 1-point lead, so Fenerbahce may have to wait another week before they can lock it in. Fourth quarter action underway here in Bourges. 30 minutes in the books. Bourges lead this one by a single point. 55 to Bourges, 54 to Valencia. A huge 10 minutes of basketball coming up right now. When we look back at the season for both of these teams, this final quarter might be a big part of the story. Foul called on Buenavida. She just puts her hands onto Astier, trying to stop the drive to the basket. First foul of the quarter, sideline possession for Bourges. Guapo. Godin, long corner 2. Clips the front of the iron. It looked like it might sneak over. Not this time for Bourges. Sets the screen. Long 2 goes up. It's too heavy. Guapo with another rebound. Second of the game, but it's stolen away. Salvadores draws the foul and 1. Wow. That's taken the air out of the arena. Salvadores up to 14 points now, her best performance of the season, and she's heading to the free throw line for the bonus. 5 from 6 from the field for the 25-year-old. Hits the bonus free throw as well. And just like that, Valencia have a 2-point lead. No team has had a bigger lead than 6 points all night. That tells you how close this game has been. Astier goes strong, in and out though. Go down with the rebound. They'll go again. Astier for 3. Another in and out. Go down again with another rebound. Michel, high off the glass. Go down, bats it back. This time it's Astier with the offensive glass. 3 offensive rebounds in a row now for Bourges. Coach Burgos starting to get a little bit heated on the sidelines, understandably so. Steinberger, long 2. That one's flat this time. Gulic does grab the defensive board for Valencia. 3 missed opportunities for Bourges. Baseline cut. Doors closed on it though. Gulic double team, tied up. Swings the arms around. Godin's gone down holding her face. Not sure she really got caught. Let's have a look at the replay. They jump in for the double team. Let's have a look. Can't see from this angle whether she does get caught or not. Astier, Michel go to the bench. Duché and Anderson come in. Backcourt change for Bourges. Possession arrow was in favour of Valencia. Almost stolen away again though. This time Gulic goes to the back to the basket. Drop step fade away is fouled by Godin. Gulic goes to the free throw line. As always, the crowd will play their part in this game. Alexander's going to come in for Godin. But Gulic heads to the line. Chance to extend Valencia's lead a little further. Unbelievably, Gulic yet to score from the field, averaging 11 points a game, just her second point of the game. That made free throw. It's the third point there. Valencia's lead out to 4. Duche. Guapo. Back to Anderson. Anderson looking for some options. Uses a screen from Alexander. Shot clock down to 5 though. She's gonna have to shape up on her own. Spin move, step back. Mid-range, rattles it home. Yvonne Anderson, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. She's putting in another big box score tonight. Valencia make a change, heading to the bench. Buenavida. In her place comes Casas. There's the spin. There's the step back as the defense tries to chase her out. All under control from Yvonne Anderson. Casas now. Brings it up over the half. Offensive foul is going to be called on Gulic as she just pushes her hand into the face of Steinberger. And it's these narrow margins that often decide these type of games. Sideline possession for Bourges. A chance for them to tie the game or maybe even take the lead. Valencia will make the change. Gulic comes out. Carrera comes in. Duche. To Anderson. Michel now. Good defense here by Valencia. They're overplaying the players they need to, like Michel. Hustle there from Salvadores. Just not giving a centimetre of space for Michel to work in. Baseline ball for Bourges, 4.4 seconds on the shot clock. They'll go long to Duche. She'll have to throw another prayer up. She'll get it away. Will it go? No, it comes up short. Rebound pulled down by Carrera. Valencia hold on to their 2-point lead. This game has got overtime tattooed all over it. Ah, smart move. Little hesitation dribble from Ovinia. And the Bourges defense just buckles. No one rotated round to close the door because they thought she was going to double back and come back. Michel to Anderson. Bourges at the moment struggling to create any space offensively. Valencia have just upped the tempo and upped the energy levels they've put in on the defensive end. Michel, Alexander off the glass, too heavy-handed though. See, she was almost caught between two minds just to go straight for a shot at the bucket or to use the glass, and often that results in a situation like that where you're slightly heavy-handed. Cox, mid-range 2. That one's short as well. The defenses continue to dictate this game at both ends. Duche, lovely crossover. There's the little hesitation. And the defense just parts wide open for her to drive for the easy score. Timeout's going to be called by Coach Lafargue. He needs to talk things over. His team trail by 4. A little over 6 minutes still to play in this game, so much time on the clock, particularly in a game that has been this tight from start to finish. We're going to see if we can head straight into the huddles, hear what the coaches have to say.
Passionate, ambitious, elite,
Verbunden. United.
Inspirerend.
Competitiva.
ambiciozna,
Stylish.
Powerful.
diverse,
Diferente.
Beraber.
Inspiring.
A little over 6 minutes still to play here. Game day 11. A big, big game here in Group A. This is 4th versus 5th. Valencia at the moment in 4th. Bourges in 5th. As we enter the real business end of the season. Just 3 games left after today's game for both of these teams to try and make a claim on a postseason playoff spot. Bourges, well, hangs by a thread if they lose today. Valencia still within a chance, but it certainly has a big impact if they lose today. Such a big game for both these teams. Steinberger. Lovely cut from Michel, an early release. Where's the rebound going? Knocked out of bounds by Alexander. Smart play by Salvadores. She just leaves it to fall out of bounds. Valencia will take possession on the baseline. Hands it back. Now into the low post against Alexander. That one's good defense by Kayla Alexander. Foul's going to be called on Lauren Cox. She's chasing back, just tries to steal it away. Called for the foul. Both teams on 3 team fouls. Still almost 5.5 minutes still to play in this game. I think the officials are just having a conversation whether they want to have a look and see if there's an unsportsmanlike element to this. No, they're just going to give it as a regular foul. No, they are going to go to review. They're giving it as a regular foul, but going to check to see whether there's any unsportsmanlike nature. This would be an absolute shocker for Lauren Cox. Nothing to gain from what she did at all, and she could end up giving away 2 free throws and possession. Opening the door for Bourges to come back into this game. They're down by 4 right now. This is the replay that the officials are looking at. They're looking at Lauren Cox. Does she just try and stop transition, or does she try and steal the ball? I mean, that's just a regular foul, but I don't know. We love the guessing game. I'm sure at home you are guessing right now. Would you give that as unsportsmanlike? I'm going, that's just a regular foul. Oh, let's look at this angle. Does this change my opinion? No, I still think that's a regular foul. What do you guys think? And who is right? Are the officials going to call it as a regular or going to upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike? This is a big call, to be fair, and a big part of the game. Let's see if you guys agree with the officials or not. Okay, it's going to stay as a regular foul. It's nice to be right, but that puts Valencia into the penalty now. So Bourges could be taking some trips to the free throw line. They shoot 77% across the season prior to today's game. They're a good free throw shooting team. Anderson is fouled as she drives to the basket. Carrera is going to get called for the foul. That will send Anderson to the line for shots, and this is the problem that Valencia now have. Anderson, an 80% free throw shooter across the season, not including to today. There are some good free throw shooters in this Bourges team. Anderson, Steinberger, Bancolet, Michel, Astier, all shooting above 75%. Anderson hits both her free throws, takes her personal tally to 16 points now. More importantly for Bourges, they're within 2. Oh, it's stolen away. Michel to Duché. And that's going to be... It looked like it came off Michel's hand. Salvadores with good recovery defense, but it will still be Bourges ball on the baseline. As the game flipped again. In fact, they are going to review. Coach's challenge from Coach Burgos. I think this is smart. I think this came off Michel's hand. So, those that don't know what's happening right now, this is a relatively new introduction. This is a coach's challenge. Each coach has one challenge per game, where if they think the officials may have missed something, they can ask them to go and review the game tape. It's only on the things that they could review themselves. Then they are the areas they can review, and they are wondering whether that's come off Salvador's hands or Michel's hands. I think it's come off Michel's hands, so I think it will be Valencia ball. So I think this is a smart challenge from Coach Bourges. This could be a good angle if the camera pans back in time to Michel. Yes, I think that's clear. And I think the officials are going to reverse this one and give it to Valencia. They are indeed. That's a great challenge by Coach Bourges. That's a smart use of the coach's challenge, and that's why it's here. No one's ever claimed the officials are completely infallible. They're going to make mistakes here and there. The coaches get to just ask them to have a quick look at the videotape once again. Baseline ball for Valencia. How big will that extra possession for Valencia be? Into the final 5 minutes now. Ovinia waiting for the screen from Carrera. Carrera rolls to the basket. That's a tough move, but just loses all the strength in her legs as she's bumped by Steinberger. Boucher with the hot handle. And the pass to Alexander. Oh, wow, that's a big shot by Kayla Alexander. Cool as you like. 15 points now for Alexander alongside her 5 rebounds. Tying her season high points tally. Traveling violation on Cox. And this game just keeps seesawing. It keeps toing and froing. Which team you feel has momentum, the upper hand. 1 minute's Valencia, the next it's Bourges. It's possession by possession, really. Anderson now brings it up over the half. Guarded closely by Casas. Almost stolen away. Oh, she retrieves it. Duche. Too heavy. Michel, offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound for Bourges. Alexander, free throw line. Jumper is good. Ice cold. Kayla Alexander. And in the beat of a heart, Bourges flip the script. They now lead by 2. Bourges 63, Valencia 61. Timeout called by Coach Bourges. Feels that the game may be slipping towards Bourges. Needs to make some corrections as soon as he can. Let's hear what he has to say. No real surprise, Coach Bourges, nice and calm, just making the finer alterations for how Valencia are going to approach this final 3 minutes and 50. They trail by 2. Gulic hands it off to Casas. Looking for the backdoor cut. Lovely scoop pass out to Ovinia. Offensive rebound, no. Come off the hands, I think, of Gulic. It'll be a Bourges ball. You just feel that maybe things are starting to fall towards Bourges. For the next minute at least, maybe. This game truly has swung in every single direction it can. Back and forth throughout the game. Wonderful to watch. Anderson goes tough. Comes out empty-handed. Carrera looking to go coast to coast, hands it off, and an easy 2 for Romero. And for me, this is where Valencia have to go. Increase the tempo, look for transition every opportunity they get. That's what they want the game to become, much faster, much more free-flowing. Duche. Steinberger in a battle with Gulic. Steinberger trying to find a way, throws the prayer, and her prayers are answered. My goodness me. Steinberger's having a big game today. 12 points, 10 rebound, double-double for Steinberger. Foul's going to be called on Michel. Here's the play from Steinberger. Look at the defense from Gulic. Steinberger falling backwards and sideways out of bounds. Stays with it and gets it to go. Wow, that's a big shot to give Bourges the lead. 2.5 minutes to play now. Gulic, 3. Heartbreak. Oh, Valencia take the lead. I'm not sure I've got it in me for another 2.5 minutes of this kind of basketball. What a game. Big play after big play. Anderson skips it. Gets it back at the top though. Quick drive inside. Prayer. Oh, you are kidding me, Yvonne Anderson. That is unreal. And she just takes it in her stride. This is every day. What, are you surprised? I got that in my kit bag. Gulic. Not sure she could have played any harder defense than she did. She's saying I'll jump straight up. Let's have a look. Now she's moving laterally. But look at that from Anderson. The correction just to get the shot away, let alone to score it. And she hits the free throw. Bourges out to a 2-point lead. A little over 2 minutes to play. What's that you hear in the distance? I think it's overtime calling us. Handed away to Carrera. Carrera fouled hard. She'll go to the free throw line. Steinberger called for the foul. Carrera heads to the line, and these are very big free throws indeed. Her first of the night. And the 21-year-old starting to feel some of the pressure on her shoulders. Misses them both. Steinberger scoops up her 11th rebound of the game. Pole position to Bourges right now. Brave shot from Anderson, not necessarily the smartest. Oh, wow, but what a defensive play as she shepherds Valencia out of bounds. Casas nowhere to go but out of bounds. A little bit of time management now potentially for Bourges. Yes, they still need to get a score, but they don't necessarily need to be in a hurry. 1:35 left on the game clock. Bourges lead this one by 2. Anderson. Throws it away. Quick hands by Carrera. She got in the passing lane. She read it well. Ovinia has to go all the way through. Romero brings it back out. Plenty of time on the shot clock though. Foul's going to be called on Michel, and that will send Romero to the line. Oh my goodness. That's a big call by the official. Romero to the line, a chance to tie the game with 1:13 to play. Timeout called by Coach Lafargue. Going to try and jump into this French huddle. And what the Bourges coaching team have to say. This is a big minute and 13 in the season for both these teams. Coach Lafargue very clear with his instructions. A big 1 minute 13 ahead for Bourges now. If they drop to a 5-6 record, it is a mountain to climb to the postseason. A 6-5 record puts them right back into contention. But at the line is Romero for Valencia. Oh, she rattles it around the rim, but it drops. The first is good. Can she tie the game with her second? Oh, she can. Ice cold from Romero. Full court pressure now from Valencia. Michel brings it up over the half. Stops in Coffin corner. That's slightly brave. It's almost stolen away. It is stolen away, but it's out of bounds. Bourges will hold on to possession. I'm not sure Michel is the player they want to be bringing the ball up the floor. Really, you'd have Anderson or Duché for me. That's who you'd want on the ball right now if you're Bourges. There's 12 seconds on the shot clock. They're doubling out on Anderson. She does get possession eventually. Final minute of the game. Anderson waving away her teammate. She wants some isolation. Spins inside, kicks it out. Long two. Alexander comes up short. Rebound. Pulled down by Casas. Tied. 68 apiece. 43 seconds on the game clock. Romero backs it out, crossover. Carrera on the pick and roll to the corner. Quick movement. Gulic, three, short. Anderson, rebound. Out long to Alexander. Doesn't get the score, does draw the foul. Gulic plows into the advertising boards on the baseline. She's okay. Alexander's back on her feet as well. Wow. Heart in the mouth basketball right now. There's the transition pass, perfectly placed by Anderson. Gulic giving it absolutely everything to just try and contest the play. Alexander now at the line, not the best free throw shooter. Statistics would say she'll hit at least one though. Will that be enough? Oh my goodness, no, she misses the first. Back at the line for the second. 22.5 seconds left on the game clock. She has not had a bigger free throw this season. Oh, and she hits it. Bourges take a narrow 1 point lead. Timeout called. Bourges 69, Valencia 68. 22.5 seconds left on the game clock. Timeout called by Coach Burgos. Let's see if we can hear his instructions. This is now all about execution. The play has been put on the board. Valencia know what they need to go and do. This is all about executing under extreme amounts of pressure. One of the best defensive teams in the competition stand in front of them right now. Bourges are going to play defense of the highest order. Can Valencia's offense break through that? 20 seconds left on the game clock now. Ovinia at the top. Got the mismatch maybe she wanted against Godin. Skips it now. Down to 8. Bourges lead by 1. Valencia have to score. Cox, 3. In and out. Godin with the rebound. She drops to the floor. They've waved it away. What's the call? I think it's a foul. Elodie Godin Has she stepped up in a big way? I think she has. Foul has been called on Valencia. The veteran, 37-year-old Elodie Godin, just jumps into the limelight. Hustle, heart, pushed out of the way by Carrera. Godin at the line for 2 shots. This game isn't over. 0.8 seconds left on the game clock. Even if she hits both, they only lead by 3. Bourges still have a chance. Hits the first. Listen to the crowd. Look at the relief in her face. Back at the line for the second. The crowd are with her. She misses the second. That is a smart play, and that is the game. What a huge win for Bourges here on their home floor against Valencia. My goodness me, that is a game that will be remembered for a long while. Final score here is Bourges 70, Valencia 68. The party will go long into the night here in Bourges. The crowd have been in this game from start to finish. What a 40 minutes of basketball. At no point did either team have anything more than a 6-point lead. Bourges' biggest lead was 6. Valencia's biggest lead was 4. This game has been nip and tuck from the opening tip to the final buzzer. And what a credit to both of these teams. And it really is an absolute example of what this season's EuroLeague Women regular season has been. Every team battling hard against every other team. So many games going down to the wire. So many big superstar plays. Elodie Godin will take a huge amount of the credit today for that defensive rebound that she ripped down and the made free throw as well. But what a team performance for Bourges, that fans appreciate the team and the team appreciate the fans. Yvonne Anderson leads them in scoring. She ends up with 19.6 rebounds, 7 assists. Just behind her, Kayla Alexander at 18.5 rebound performance. And Steinberger with a big double-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds for her. For Valencia, 3 players in double digits. Salvadores ended up with 15 points and 3 boards. Ovinia with 13 points and 5 assists, and Romero with 11 points. What a game. Bourges now move to 6-5 in Group A, whilst Valencia fall to a 7-4 record. This really does keep Bourges' hopes alive. What it also means is that we will go into the last 3 game days with no one having secured a playoff berth as of yet. That's how good this season's EuroLeague Women's competition has been. And today's game is an absolute prime example of what we have seen week after week. Both these teams now will look ahead. I'm sure Bourges will enjoy the moment. I'm sure Valencia will be very frustrated on their trip back home. But both these teams will now look forward to next week. For Bourges, it's a trip to Zexard on Tuesday. For Valencia, it's back on their home floor where they take on Polkowice. Two big games next week for both of these teams. It really has been a phenomenal game. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Remember, there are more games tomorrow night as DVTK take on Chukarova, Mechelen take on Avenida. Make sure you tune into those. If not, make sure you come back with me next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Final score here is Bourges 70, Valencia 68. I will leave you with some of the highlights from today's game. Thank you so much and good night.